morning at 6:30, which I'm sure everybody would agree with, is a very, very scummy thing that this company's done. I'm going to say their name, Debbie Rose Limited. If right was wrong and if right was right and wrong was wrong in this country, that company should be completely gone. It should be never be allowed to operate again because obviously it was illegally done. Simple as that. There's no arguing that they didn't have permission. They had no permission. As far as the law, in the eyes of the law, they had no permission to knock the place down. They just took it at their own free will just to destroy a place that meant so much to many people, and man that sacrificed his life for this country. And it holds a huge historical value in this country. Many meetings were set up there between the Irish volunteers. And basically, again, it's a disgusting thing that they've done. Simple as that. It's a disgusting thing. This company should be gone. Simple as that. Should be not allowed to operate. And that should have been done straight away. That company should have been just said, get out. Just get out. Go to some other country. Stay in another country. We don't want to see you in this country. But no, this government just doesn't really care. You think to be very, very strong. You think to be coming down very, very hard on this company and just saying, get out, stay out. We don't want you in this country. But no, they're like, again, they're not ready to, again, there should be an uproar, the government, with this disgraceful action. But, a few TDs have spoke out against it. In fairness, and they have spoke out. But the government ministers really have never said boo all about it. Are we going to do anything about it? Not likely they're going to do anything about it. But I'm saying to the people who are watching now, they're planning to build some fucking kit on it. They're planning to build big apartments and everything at 66 million, something like that, investment. We can't let them do that. Simple as that. They have already knocked the house. We can't let them, basically just override its history and just build something there on this place. If anything, as I said in an email off the Dublin City Council, what should be put there now after it was illegally demolished, then that company should be obviously prosecuted the full extent of the law. Maybe some of them should be put in prison. Maybe some of them should be exiled to some country in the middle of nowhere. Because that'd be proper punishment. But I think they should put a nice memorial to his memory. And if they are serious about honouring the people who've sacrificed their life for this country, which I don't think, and I even said in him, I don't think they even care less about the people who sacrificed their life, everything they had for this country, for us to be here. And I even said in an email, at least the decent thing to do, and I say there's an appeal to Dublin City Council. I will send up another one to Dublin City Council. I will appeal to them to say at least have a memorial there. At least have some kind of memorial to his sacrifice and everybody who died in 1916. It'd be the most honourable thing to do instead of building over it and say, because it's still going to go ahead. I bet you anybody is still going to say, you can build a big, huge kip of a place where a historical building laid. And it's in rubble. And probably, I don't know what happened with it. They probably just, I don't know what they done with the rubble. Because as somebody said, Game etc. too said, which I didn't think about, there could have been loads of historical items in there, like guns. There could have been guns in the attic. From prepared from the 1916 rising. There could have been huge amount of historical value there. Some pictures could have been there. Items that he used, pens, pencils, that he used, they could have went to a museum to honour his memory. But no, they just bulldozed the whole lot. They didn't check. They just bulldozed it. They didn't care. And this is just and again, this is why we should come down very hard. And I'm saying to people in the local area, because nobody in the local area wanted this to happen, wanted this to be demolished. Everybody said we wanted to stay. And even Dublin City Councils are not very happy at the moment, some of them, that it was demolished because they did pass a motion to protect it. Unfortunately, and that's the most unfortunate thing about it, that it was done, even though, it's hard to comprehend. It's really, really honestly hard to comprehend. Because, this company, simple as that, there's no question about it. There should be investigation. Obviously it was done illegal, and obviously didn't want people to stop them doing it at 6:30 in the morning. I think it was a very, very scummy thing. Because it was done at 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. There would have been people there to stop them. People would have rallied and tried to stop them no matter way they could. Locals, local people in the community, people who were concerned, people who wanted that building to stay, people would have went and battered the heads of them. And that would have been the right thing to do, because everybody who was there has no morals. Everybody who knocked that building down, everybody who was involved, should have said, no, we're not going to knock it. How dare you even suggest that we would knock this building? None of them stood back and said, I'm not going to get involved in this, I'm walking away, I'm going to lose my job and everything. But who cares? because this man sacrificed everything. And for me to sacrifice my job is very worthy of what's necessary. But none of them did, and that's the most annoying thing too. So every one of them who was on that side should be fully prosecuted, and some of them should be named and shamed. This company again, I would say to people, if you ever see this company around any historical buildings, make sure you protest the hell out of it. Make sure you block every entrance they can get into a historical building. So we will not let this, in the simple we will not let this company build a big kip of a thing in the place of that building. We will not let them, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to just do it anyway. But we have to stop them. If they meet resistance, they're not going to do much. Because again, this was done illegally. This is against the law what they done. And if not, we have to put pressure again. We have to put pressure on the government to do something about this company that obviously thinks they're more high and mighty than the Irish people and Irish history. Which sadly is the way of this country now. But yeah, take care everybody. It's a really shame. It's a shame that this country is turned into the way it has. That's all I say.